lunch spots in the area, Mike and Stu have the answer. With a combined half-century in the industry, they bring their wealth of experience to bring you the latest trends, expert opinions, and interviews with people in the know. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
It's a wine and food show, Stu. It's a food and wine show, trust me. Look right here, it's Sip and Chew. It's wine and food. Because chew rhymes with stew. That's the only reason. You glorified fry cook, grape killer.
Now it's time to Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu on FM Talk 106.5.
Hey,
how you doing, Mike?
It's Mike Todd. I hadn't heard that said in a long time.
No doubt.
Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the Sip and Chew show. It's that the big arm and the little arm on the clock said it's time for our show. So one thing we won't be talking about today is poop. We got enough of that. We got enough of that in the last show. It was fun. It was fun to listen to, though. And, there are a lot of words for that, but in the English and
poop is the one that doesn't seem to offend anyone.
Well, it must offend somebody because it did. But anyway, that's not our show. We don't talk about poop on this show.
We do.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, how you doing today, Stu?
I'm all right.
That's good. That's good. We got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
We had a fun day the other day,
we did.
Had a fun day over in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. The SIP.
In the SIP. That's right. That's right. But hey, I do want to send a special shout out to my friend Mark Benz over there and on the Eastern Shore in Daphne. Yesterday he opened up his new pizza place called Why Pizza.
Why not?
Why not? And Mark is no stranger to the pizza business.
No, he's not.
He started Ben's Pittsburgh Pizza, and then he had Yenzer's. He sold that to a lady, and it's still going strong. They're serving wonderful food there still. Great pizzas, great calzones, and the other items
and whatnots.
And Marcus opened up yesterday, and he had, I don't know if he had to close early or what, because they ran out of stuff on the first day. So he said they'll be back open today and they'll be going strong. But that's awesome. I'm glad for him. I'm happy for him.
Yep.
And he can make some great. And all the comments I saw on Facebook were like wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And that's great to hear. Love hearing that. And there's a lot of great food we have around this area. But Stu and I, and we'll be talking about later. We made a little trip over and met up with our buddy Roy Seaver from Butch Cassidy's. He always finds these little places. Yeah, he always finds these little hole in the wall spots over there, and we go to. One day we're gonna have to go to Pensacola. We have just ignored Pensacola.
Yeah, it'll have to be after summer because there's too many Yankees over there. Huh?
Oh, Yankees everywhere, and we love our Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan, believe it or not.
That is sacrilegious.
I'm a Yankees fan and an A's fan.
No one from the South should be a fan of the Yankees.
Why not? I've always been.
They're Yankees.
So
Northern aggression.
By name. Anyway. Oh, Lordy mercy. But I'm still tired. I'm still tired from Saturday. From Tuesday.
Good gosh.
From the 4th. I'm still worn out. So I think
we didn't do anything.
I think it's this heat.
Oh,
it's this heat. It's got to be the heat. So
didn't have anything to do with all the bushwhackers.
I only had
three that I saw.
Three I saw, and that's all.
Which is 2 more than they recommend anyone drink.
Me anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't driving though. Roy
I wasn't getting on a bicycle or anything, or a scooter. So.
Yeah.
We had fun though. It was great. Wish it had been a little cooler. We'll go back in October.
It's July.
We'll go back in October and.
So where did you go? You've kept me stringing along.
Well, Mississippi.
Well, I know Mississippi, but where?
We're going to tell you.
The state of.
This is a teaser. I guess. Okay.
On the coast, and I got to go back and get some of that sausage. I want some of that duck and pork sausage.
It's funny that you say that, Mike.
Yeah.
Because in this Piggly Wiggly bag, is a pasta dish that I made using that sausage.
Which one?
I got the duck and smoked pork sausage.
Yeah.
From the company is Country Pleasing. They're out of Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Family owned. I've met the owners years ago when I was at Mars Hill. They came through town, and it's an excellent sausage. But when I saw one that was duck and smoked pork, I was like, yeah.
Well, I had more comments. I took a picture of that, and I took a picture of the what was the other one?
Crawfish and pork.
Yeah, everybody was posting. How did it taste? I said I hadn't had it yet. I'm sorry.
Mm.
So I've been thinking about going back over there and getting me some and experimenting with it.
Yeah. Now I've never had their crawfish and pork, but
Mhm.
Cajun Spice out of Louisiana makes one that is just phenomenal.
Really?
And or I say makes it, made it, because
Made
I have not seen it in stores since the pandemic,
Hmm.
and I don't know if Mobile stores stopped bringing it in, because I've seen that brand at Rouse's and at Winn-Dixie,
Yeah.
and now they just bring in the shrimp and the gator,
Hmm.
which are both excellent too.
Yeah.
The shrimp is really good, and the gator is pretty much what you expect on a stick if you're in the French Quarter,
Yeah.
which I love. I love gator.
I like my stuff on a stick.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. The Greers in Van Cleve used to serve fried green tomatoes on a stick.
What?
Yeah, okra on a stick. Everything was on a stick. Just
What do they
delicious.
call shish kebab?
Just on a
No,
stick.
Yeah.
Jose on a stick, and
And where was that in Mississippi?
that was the Greers in Van Cleve.
Van Cleve.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a, I think it's George's Corner Market,
Hmm.
and I think it's in Van Cleve, that the late Carl Tilley used to always talk about. Man, nobody has what they've got going on. So we need
Yeah.
to road trip that too.
I'd
A
love to do
line
that.
out the door for a grocery store to get lunch.
Mm.
It's my kind of place.
So is the gator on a stick, is that deep fried?
Oh, it's a sausage. It's a gator and pork sausage. So it's in a casing on a stick.
Oh, okay, okay. So, because the most that I've ever had on gator on a stick's always been breaded and deep fat fried.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't-
Tail meat. Yeah.
It moves fried.
Yeah.
That's a Southern saying.
Mhm. The invasive carp that they have in the Mississippi River
Hmm.
that are making their way this way.
Okay.
Stretch,
Can we eat them?
that's the topic here. Stretch, our good buddy Stretch Ruminar, had a 6-episode series on Animal Planet,
Hmm.
where he went to places that were having problems with invasive species and taught them how to make something out of it.
Hmm.
He got something out of it,
Yeah.
but it was it was basically a fried dumpling,
Hmm.
like a fritter, that was half bread and just that fish that had been boiled to death and just mixed into the batter. So technically it was in it.
Hmm.
It apparently is not useful for anything.
Sounds like a place I went to one time. I went to a seafood fest on the Gulf Coast, and they had fried eggplant.
I
All it
love
was was
fried eggplant.
It was just purple on the inside. There was nothing that was overcooked. There was no eggplant. It was just purple. All it was the breading. It was that.
Well, they're mostly water, and they don't absorb olive oil very well.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of do. They just suck it up like a sponge, and it won't stay on the outside. I haven't found that to be true.
Yeah.
So
I
they're
just
kind of
think this
better
was
if they're
overcooked.
just do
That's
an
all.
egg wash, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Egg wash them and bake them, and
Yeah.
batter them and bake them, or fry them, and had to be quick
Yeah.
in the fryer though.
Yeah, my mom's vegetarian meals. We used to eat one all vegetable meal
Mhm.
once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah, to be healthy.
I gotta do that
And
once a
it
week
was-
at my house.
And it was fried eggplant, fried zucchini, fried okra, fried
I don't-
squash.
I don't see where that's healthy at all.
It was vegetables.
It was fried.
And yeah. So there is this big thing that low fat, low calorie is not the same thing as
Mhm.
healthy.
Mhm.
And my example is salmonella is low fat, low calorie, but it ain't healthy.
Wow.
Avocado has a lot of fat in it,
Mhm.
extremely healthy. So
Mhm.
they are not interchangeable.
I've been
It's the
meaning
type
to
of fat, isn't it?
yeah. I've
It's
been
a
meaning
type
to
of fat, isn't it?
right.
Right.
I've been meaning to I'll get the avocado on a sandwich
Hmm.
when I go somewhere. But
Instead of your mayonnaise.
yeah, and I've enjoyed it. And
Mhm.
I've been
Oh, I
meaning
love
to incorporate that into my meals at home.
It's also got a good deal of potassium in it, so it will help you avoid cramps. Muscle
Okay.
cramps, just like a banana.
Cool.
Yeah.
251-343-0106.
Great fry, too, by the way.
Great fry too. Everything's great fries. It's the
Oh,
call in
great.
text in line. Give us a call or text us You know what to do.
Or no.
Midnight confessions. Whiskey therapy sessions.
They did the theme for this new
The news, weather, and traffic you need.
new series, or maybe a
The
streaming
talk you
series
want,
or something
you
called Skull and
And the
Bones
sports
about
you
a
love,
black
you love.
pirate. It's a true story.
FM
And,
Talk, 1065,
Chance, the guy that was
1065.
singing that one, he's from Bay Minette.
For more than 50 years,
Love
Mobile Bay Magazine has
sea
showcased the
shanties
history,
and all that
style,
stuff.
arts,
So he's
dining,
like,
and
guys, I don't
entertainment
mind.
that defines
Let me write it.
excellence on both sides of
It
Mobile Bay.
is
Each month's issue
incredible.
is
It
filled
is
with our unique
absolutely
Southern
epic.
Alabama culture,
And it's not
beautifully
all
captured and
acapella
told
because
through
he
engaging
plays guitar
articles
in it
and
and they
stunning
have a few
photography.
strings.
When you subscribe to
But
Mobile
the
Bay
rest of
Magazine,
it is
you'll be
just their
swept into the
voices
pages
and their
where
guys doing
recipes,
some
familiar
talk.
places,
Yeah.
and faces, and
It's
untold
just
stories
like, wow.
abound. Start
Chance
your
is the
journey
best.
today by visiting
Tim Faust is the
mobilebaymag.com.
Bruce bass
That's
singer, and he's got about
mobilebaymag.com.
another octave lower than Chance has.
Oh, nice.
So it is a bass duet
filling your
with
employees'
the
inboxes.
melody line being right about here, and Tim Faust doubling in an octave.
Could be a cyber attack.
And it rattles your walls.
Is it possible to keep your small business safe?
It is.
It is with
epic.
Comcast
No
Business
way.
Security Edge. It helps keep your connected devices
Oh,
protected, and you can monitor threat activity in real time. So
Truth?
this security
You
is the
remember
last
Truth?
thing you need to worry about. With Comcast
Here's
Business,
but
advanced
Steve, have
security
you ever
isn't just
heard of a
possible,
gospel group called
it's happening.
Truth?
There's a gospel group called what?
Truth.
Yeah.
Probably came to churches in Indiana, in Kansas, and everywhere. That's what they did. They played. Oh, okay. Well, they're from Mobile, but here in the 80s, they performed in, they performed in virtually every church in America. Yeah, I saw them work in Baptist.
Current wife.
Shipments of hard-to-find Yamaha motors from 25 to 300 horsepower four-strokes and the new 25 horsepower with power trim and tilt. Call today to see what's in stock at Blue Water Yacht Sales on the I-65 Service Road North.
Long time.
Get your day started with Dan Brennan
They
and
had
Dalton
like a
Orwin
family
on
opera.
Mobile Mornings.
Pipe organ, like it was the whole it was they taking it kind of like that.
Spring Hill Presbyterian has an incredible pipe organ. And Dr. Harper, which ran the music department in South Alabama, when he retired, took over their music and taught them instrumentation, taught to him. He's the grandfather of my niece and nephew. And
To get
Dr.
online,
Harper, I've always
call
appreciated this pipe
343-0106.
organ.
Now back to Mike and Stu.
Hey,
Michael, say some words.
I got some words to say. Hey, thank you to the fine folks over there at Bob's Downtown, down on the corner of Pat and Happy. And I want to shout out to Kevin Holt. He's one of the servers there.
Mhm.
It was his birthday the other day. Happy
Excellent.
birthday, Kevin. We love
That's
you.
the multicolored haired fella.
That's the fella.
He is a fine, fine man.
He is a wonderful person. He's
Yep.
got a heart of gold, and
Tolerates us.
he's so funny. I like to watch people, and I watch people's reactions
Mhm.
to how they deal with customers, and he's got some funny reactions. How he does. And I got another story about that too after a while. But
Is it radio friendly?
huh?
Is it radio
Oh
friendly?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's you could tell it to your kids.
I don't have
grandkids.
any.
Anyway,
Well, I have grandkids. I don't have any kids.
those fine folks at Le Bachon Wine and Tapas Bar, they all went out to Say Levin Wine Bar over in Owa yesterday, and they did not ask me if I wanted to go. And my
Weren't they
feelings are hurt.
celebrating an anniversary this week, or was it a
That was
birthday?
they celebrate for a month on everything, birthdays, anniversaries, but
Well,
they
Mike,
did
clearly
not.
you wore out your welcome.
They did not invite me to go hang out with Eddie and Holly and them over there at Say Levin Wine Bar in Owa, and I will let them hear about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Apparently, you just did.
Well, they rubbed it in my face yesterday. They were sending me text messages and they go, "Where's Mike?" Well, you didn't invite me. That's why. Anyway, I could have gone anyway. So I had something else.
All that you couldn't have gone anyway.
I could, well, just the thought of inviting me, They did invite me to the 4th of July party last week, so
There you go.
People invite you to the gym all the time, but you never go.
I don't know, Jim. Yeah. And I almost feel, all that sausage talking we're doing,
Mhm.
that kind of reminds me, Hall Sausage and Wholesale Meats.
I sent Deborah a picture of
Uh-huh.
the duck. and-
Yeah.
Deborah, please.
Mhm.
I would please. I'll put in everything. Please. A
I
friend of
understand.
mine once called duck flying pig
Oh, sorry.
because of the fat content that's on the outside.
Mhm.
We were talking about that just a second ago. The fat on duck is a polyunsaturated fat. Translation is healthy.
Yeah.
It's like extra virgin olive oil. With anything, you don't want to overindulge, but it is a
Moderation.
it is
moderation.
a healthier potato dish
Yeah.
if you do it in duck fat than if
Okay.
you do it in bacon fat or butter,
Mhm.
something like that.
Okay.
And delicious.
And Halls is over there on
Iroquois.
Iroquois. And believe it or not, I have found a new station on my HD antenna. And it's like the History Channel, but
Mhm.
all they do is cover history. But they talked about the Iroquois Indians. And I thought that was so cool.
The Iroquois Confederation.
Yeah.
Was I think it was 5 tribes up in the upper northeast,
New
southern
York
part.
area.
Yeah. They were the inspiration for our government far more than Parliament or Greece or Rome.
Hmm.
It probably 80% of what our Declaration of Independence was mocking the Iroquois Confederation.
Well, it was interesting, and
Yeah.
I want to watch a rerun of it because I was kind of half paying attention. Then I got interested when I heard the word Iroquois.
So now you know
Mhm.
that Iroquois were the ones who wore the hairstyle that we call a mohawk. The Mohicans did not wear
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
That was the Iroquois that wore
I
that
get it.
wore the mohawk.
And it wasn't the mullets either, was
No, no. Well, Daniel Day-Lewis had a mullet when he was in the last of the Mohicans,
it? Okay.
which is a beautiful movie that is boring until that last 20 minutes or so, and then it's
Yeah.
just incredible. And they shot it in the Blue Ridge Mountains instead of up in Maine where it took place.
Right.
But and that fight scene
Mhm.
when Hawkeye takes out the dude that took out his son. And I'm not going to say spoilers, folks. This is history.
So anyway, and you know, we're going to be talking in a minute about our little trip over there with Roy Seaver. Can't fail to mention Butch Cassidy's. They were closed all week
Yes.
to give their employees a vacation and a rest.
And we got a funny story we'll talk about related to that later.
All right.
All I got to say as a teaser is, folks, it's one day a year. Cook.
Uh-huh. So anyway, I want to mention real quick some birthdays. One of our friends, Ben Everett,
Mhm.
his birthday was on the 7th. And I already mentioned Kevin Halton's. Matt McLean, Matty Marty barbecue up in Fruitdale. It was his birthday the other day. God, and now he's got brisket. I'm gonna have to go back up there now. Got brisket.
I've never been to Fruitdale.
And of course, our dear friend who we miss dearly, Carl Tilley, had a birthday, and
Yeah.
may he rest in peace.
And
And
I was
every time I can't drink a Barks root beer without thinking about
now Carl. Yeah, I got a lot of memories.
it. Yeah,
Of
I know you
Carl.
do. Y'all
Yeah.
were real close. And,
I the Delta Safari, it's coming out Tuesday
Mhm.
night. I actually shot years ago in Bankhead National Forest,
okay.
Sipsey Wilderness. I was clearing out my drive on Google Drive, and I ran across all these pictures and video that I took, and I went, "Well, there's an episode right there."
There you go.
So it's going to be an out of Delta experience at Sipsey. In those were my trip to visit Nakalula Falls, where Carl was living at the time. It was to visit
Oh, wow.
Carl. So it popped up the
I wanna
picture of
go-
him and
I
I
wanna
in
go-
front of the
I'm
waterfall.
gonna go hit all the falls one day. I've seen a bunch of them, but I want.
You
go
would be
to-
shocked at how many waterfalls are in the
There's a
state. of
lot.
Wyoming.
There's a lot. Yeah.
You would also probably be surprised at what state has the most waterfalls, and it's not even close.
Kentucky.
But before we
The
cover all
logical
that,
thought is usually Alaska because it's half the size of the United States. It's Washington.
state of Washington, I can
Yeah.
see that.
I would see a lot of waterfalls
Tennessee's
there,
got a lot.
but to have 1,000 more waterfalls than Alaska,
Yeah.
a state that, like I said, is 2.5 Texases.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Real quick, let me finish up here. Today is National Sugar Cookie Day, so get your sugar, get your blood sugar
I
up.
like me a good sugar.
You know what? When a sugar cookie is at its best, when there's no other cookie to eat. if you chase a chocolate chip or an oatmeal raisin or anything with a sugar cookie, it's just going to be
Well,
okay.
yeah.
I know when you go,
Yeah.
used to, when you go get blood, you pass out, they'll give you a sugar cookie and some juice. So,
I like Sandy's personally.
Pecan sandies.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. And then tomorrow, and I mention this now so you can plan, is National Pina Colada Day. So get you a pina colada and play that song if you like pina coladas all day long. And go get you a pina colada.
Yeah, the Pina Colada song. That it's interesting because men hear it and hear those are two horrible human beings. And then women hear it and say, what are you talking about? That's one of the most romantic songs ever. Like
They're cheating on each other.
They were willing to cheat with a stranger from a classified ad. And then the women are like, but the stranger from the classified ad was their soulmate that they've been with for years. And they rediscovered their love.
You got a reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard a chuckle from the cave back there.
So anyway, all that's out of the way now. All right, Stu.
All right.
What are we talking about?
We gonna get in some of that sausage.
Pull that sausage out.
Hey now, this is AM radio, FM radio. You can't talk like that. I'll let you dish it up.
Did you bring enough bowls for everybody?
For all three of y'all, yeah. So there you go, Mark. You're the server.
All right.
All right, good. There are two proteins in this:
Okay.
Gulf shrimp
Shrimps.
and the duck and pork sausage. And Mike is struggling to get the lid off of
We can
it.
do that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm at a weird angle.
Okay, where again did we get this? You want to go ahead?
Oh, we
Yeah.
got this. We got this at over in Pascagoula at Tay's, TAY''S.
Taste barbecue.
And they had one
I
in
saw
Moss
that.
Point, and we went to the one in Pascagoula. I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was just freaking blown away about everything.
There used to be one here in Mobile County. It was in Theodore. And it was in the gas station across the street from the Food World that got walked on by the tornado. And the tornado completely destroyed the gas station.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And so I was living in that area at the time, and I ate there a good deal. It was terrific barbecue. They did not have the full variety that we saw in Pascagoula, though.
Man, that was a lot of variety.
They didn't have brisket. Seems like they just had ribs, pulled pork, and chicken, I believe, and wings. I think they did the wings as well. But
Well, I got some of everything the other day.
yes, you did. And Roy did the research. They started in 1940, and the owner's last name was Taylor. Nickname was Tay. So, oh, thank you. That's a good update. So we'll talk about it a little more in the next segment, expound on it. But I had never been to what essentially was the home base, the mothership, and that was a terrific barbecue. The sauce was not the cloyingly sweet sauce that so many places in Mississippi gravitate towards. And if that's what you love, that's great. I enjoyed this more balanced. It had acidity, it had sweetness, it had brightness from the tomatoes. Mike has taken.
Did you call it?
What
kind of sauce did you call it?
It would be a Kansas City style.
Okay.
Just a
More
traditional
tomato
Kansas
base.
City. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to equally
Mike's
balance.
spending the entire segment staring into a bowl of shrimp and sausage.
He's building up.
Yeah. The green stuff is spinach, by the way.
I figured
Don't
I
be
had some
scared.
in my eggs this morning.
Yeah, don't be scared of it, man.
All
All right, 251-343-0106. When we come back, they're going to have mouths full of sausage.
Come on, Philip.
Make the most of every lawn with Kubota commercial landscaping equipment. See the productivity boosting Z700 mower and the reliable SBL track loader at Parrish Tractor, your local Baldwin Kubota dealer. On Highway 59 in Robertsdale, Parrish Tractor, more than a tractor store.
There's a little bit of
FM Talk
season
1065,
on the
the
current,
Gulf
but
Coast Weather Authority,
most of it's
and
flavor
Dr. Bill
time.
Williams. The Gulf Coast can expect
Simply
cloudy
stop
skies
it. I
today
don't know, I
with
can't
scattered
really
afternoon
think so.
showers
Oh,
and thunderstorms,
that's
but to be in the
exactly
lower 90s.
So
Tonight,
I just
scattered
look
showers and
easy to that.
thunderstorms lows to the lower 70s.
Just a
And
little bit of
Monday,
things
showers and
to
thunderstorms
do.
are likely with highs near 90 degrees. This is meteorologist Dr. Bill Williams for FM Talk 1065.
They make
FM
season
Talk
stop myself.
1065.
in the
The
case of
Gulf Coast
lobster,
Weather
shrimp,
Authority.
and large
Hey, it's Sean and my buddy Joey with Mason Hills Farm back in studio. What's been going on?
Well, Sean, I've been reading and watching on the news that the USDA has just approved lab-grown meat to be sold in the grocery stores.
Yeah, I saw that. That stuff sounds disgusting. How could this affect what we end up feeding our families?
Well, Sean, here's what's going on. The big packers, along with a lot of the mail order meat suppliers, all work together, and the quality of beef is sacrificed as a result. Pretty soon, it's going to be hard to tell what's real and what's not. The only way to know is to buy locally. Also, since we dry age our beef, you're getting more value for your
I'll
dollar.
bring that.
So why is that? Because in the dry aging process, we have the ability to actually sell you beef and not water.
They have great beef at that. I can attest to it. I also like the fact that I can have it delivered. So talk to folks about that ordering process.
You go to masonhillsfarm.com, click around, look at the different packages, build your
Oh,
own,
yeah, they're the
and you
ones
are
that
correct.
get-
We will bring it to you.
So do what I do and order your beef with Mason Hills Farm at masonhillsfarm.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a
I'll
healthcare
try the
provider. Will
orthodox.
determine if appropriate
No.
restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a
my,
generic
my
form of
former
Viagra that works
wife,
just the same,
her
but is
mother,
95% cheaper, and you can
And,
get it online? Just
you
go
know,
to
Lisa was first
forhims.com/joy.
And,
Through Hims, you'll get a free
it
medical
was,
consultation, discreet
we
shipping
have-
if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic
We did a
alternatives to the
catering
name
business.
brands
Oh,
at up to
man.
95% off. That's
We did
right.
a
Get
spring roll.
generic for
This time
Viagra
ago,
with the
I
same
swear.
active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for
About
95%
9 inches long
less.
and about
It's
3
the
inches
same
round.
medication, still
It's
prescribed by a
delicious.
licensed
So,
medical
so talk
provider,
about
but with
coffee.
zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward
yeah,
face-to-face
coffee,
conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/JOY.
The radio show voted most likely to draw a targeting penalty.
Right now, you officially qualify. I can't believe I'm saying it, as one of the dumbest callers we've ever had. There are a lot of people.
The Paul Fifelong Show on FM Talk 1065. To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Okay, we're here about to stuff our pie holes with
Pasta
our
holes.
our pasta holes with this contraption that Stu had come up with wild Gulf shrimp. Now, I mean, you know, people say wild Gulf shrimp. Aren't all shrimp wild?
No,
I've never
They-
seen a I've never seen a domesticated shrimp.
yeah, they come from Demopolis. No, seriously, they do farm raised shrimp in Demopolis. They were doing catfish for years, and the water was
Catfish I can see.
but the water table was too salty, so they do shrimp there, and it bailed a lot of people out after BP.
Do they have veterinarians for shrimp?
Yeah, but I don't think they call them that.
What kind of sausage is that again?
That is Country Pleasing's duck and smoked pork sausage.
And would you spice it with? Not the sausage, but just.
Oh,
the
just
overall-
Cajun season.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit of Tony Chachere's. Like I say, there's not much in it. Most of that you're getting is off the seafood stock and the sausage. Huh, did it get you, Mike?
I've got a little.
Well,
That's
I-
what it is. It's got a little back
yeah.
of the throat.
Oh, well, I use the spicy
Mhm.
Tony Chachere's because they should discontinue anything under spicy. It's Cajun seasoning. So, yeah. Well, oh, there's
Good.
probably a little chili flake too. So, Michael, at the beginning of this, I
That's
started
good. I like the sausage.
melted a little anchovy into it as well,
Mhm.
into the base of the sauce. So, what do you think, Mike?
Got everybody coughing.
It's got a little. I mean, it's not very much
Yeah,
that you
No.
can taste, but I can
Once
tell
it
it's
gets to the back of the
triggering.
but it
throat.
Yeah.
lingers. It lingers.
Kind of like,
And then
And
the-
Tony Chachere's
Yeah.
beer hug thrown in my water.
yeah. So there's a little
Mm.
spinach in there too, so it's helped. David Hubble
Facebook
says you're
listeners,
all choked up.
watchers need a picture of that.
Mike got some pictures. During the break, David called Mike out for his omission of mentioning that today is Chef John Folse's 77th birthday.
Wow.
He's almost as old as you, Mike.
I was watching a show on Create Channel yesterday, and it showed this young lady who's a chef, and she wanted to be a chef, and she went to Nicholls State,
Mhm.
and she mentioned John Foltz.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Nicholls State University in Louisiana has had a fantastic culinary program for decades because John Foltz, legendary chef in Louisiana, was the head of it and set it up. I worked for a chef in Nashville that went there back in the 90s. I worked for him in the 90s. I don't know if he went there in the 90s. I think he went in the 80s. So that's how long it's been around.
Mhm.
But and Mike has revealed everyone with his stories of going to the hog slaughter up there.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, the butcher ranch.
I'm going next year again.
Are you
They'll
sure?
let me come back.
Yeah,
Delicious.
there,
Dude. Thank you.
thank you. There's some debate about that.
David Hubble, I didn't cause any trouble, did I? 'Cause I had a great time. And
You always cause trouble, Mike. But sometimes it's the fun kind of trouble. So yeah, Roy took us to Tay's Barbecue in Pascagoula on Ingalls Boulevard. It was on Ingalls, right?
Mhm.
And not far from one of our favorite places, Bozo's. And we went in, and Roy and I were like, "Oh man, this is perfect. It's like 4 tables in here.
Mm.
That's great." Then I went to the restroom and found a room that had about seating for 70.
Mm. In the back.
Yeah. They also had homemade pimento cheese, smoked tuna dip. Here's how Roy found them.
Tuna dip.
Oh, yeah, that's a Gulf Coast staple. You go to Gulf Shores.
I got to go back and
Orangewood.
get that too.
Yeah. Roy was at, I think it was the IP, and they were serving smoked tuna dip at whatever casino he was at. And they ran out. And they said, but we buy it from this place in Pascagoula. You can go get your own.
Oh, wow.
And it was Tay's Barbecue. So he first went there for the smoked tuna dip and then tried the barbecue. He brought some brisket back a couple of weeks ago that we tried that was very good.
See, that's a thing right there you don't think about. Most people don't realize that casinos, are not just centered or corporate office in
Yeah.
Vegas or something like that. They do localize heavily.
Yeah, and it was a smart decision.
Mm.
Well, what you would want to do is cater the food to the area that you're in.
Yeah.
And rather than create all of it yourself, just go get the stuff that's local.
Source it. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's no way that doesn't help the economy of the casino and the community.
Exactly.
Everyone's a winner in that,
Exactly.
except maybe, the big smoked tuna dip conglomerates in New York.
Well, that's what I'm saying about being localized in that regard. You
Yeah.
find somebody who's good at it and a legend in the area. Duh.
Yeah.
Correct.
But they had their own pimento cheese and their own white barbecue sauce, which we did not try. And
Water in here, but I'm just.
but it was the family was there, and they were very nice. It was great. And then we went to Ocean Springs
Mhm.
and went to a bar that we've been to before. It's not bar; it's more of like a cocktail place that has really good food called Mosaic. Most people here know a Mosaic.
Yeah.
And just had a drink there. We were too full to eat anything. Forgot that
You had a drink there.
I had a drink. No, he had 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A drink.
I
guess
spaced them
plural
out.
As opposed to singular.
Yeah, you weren't drinking all 3 of them at the same
I
time.
spaced them out.
There was a second or 2 between each cup. But the Mosaic is just a really great.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I like
place.
the whole Ocean Springs area downtown.
It was quite a contrast from our last 4th of July crawl, which happened to be on a weekend, so everything was open. Not everything was open in Ocean Springs. Most things weren't, and I was okay with that. Mike wanted a few hundred musicians strolling up and down the street serenading you.
Didn't quite happen.
No, well, we found live music at Mosaic, and that was cool. And we wasted some time at a casino doing what you do when you waste time in a casino. And I came back 50 cents richer than I went in. Thank
Wow.
you, state of Mississippi. I will not be raising your kids for you. Actually, that's the part that that makes me not mind losing money at gambling.
Yeah.
Is I know that this pays for the education of the students in the state of Mississippi.
Roadways too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both Alabama and Mississippi get a lot of deserved criticism for the quality of public education that we have. We're at the bottom for a reason. In a country that doesn't do public education that well.
No.
I mean, the best state is Pennsylvania, and it's still
Way down there.
horrible numbers.
20 and 30.
But I learned when I was in music school in Mississippi, the fine arts education that students get there in public schools,
Mhm.
remarkable. They were learning things in the 3rd grade that I was learning in college.
Like design, you mean, and art, and illustration, things like that.
Specifically music in my instance,
okay.
because that's what I was in a children's play that I believe this one was teaching kids about bad touching. It was called Hugs and Kisses. It was a groundbreaking play, and it's probably the one thing in my life I'm the most proud of being a part of. But we had a break between performances, and this class went by, and I said, "Where are y'all going?" They said, "Music class." I went, "Can I come?" Blown away by what they were doing. 3rd grade, they were learning to tell the difference between a major and minor third by listening. Ear trained.
Interesting.
That I didn't start until I was 18.
I never got that.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking what was it, illustration, art, what that was always considered the arts.
That's
first.
all quite well. In fact, I've got a nephew that teaches art in public school in Mississippi. Fantastic artist, fantastic musician, and he teaches music and art. And very good. Mike, you going to join us now?
Man, that was good. I'm gonna move into your house if you cook like that,
right? All we gotta do is get that mac and cheesery up here, buddy. We'll be.
So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Mercy.
Working on getting my stove going right now.
Yeah.
Replace the thermocouple, $25.
Yeah.
That was not the problem.
There's still a place over there that Roy's told us about we hadn't been to yet, and that's the tamale place. They even got the street named after the lady who started it.
Street named Tamale?
No, I think it's Marie's or Maria's Tamales. It's got a historical marker in front of it. I think she's deceased.
They're the Delta style? Or are they traditional
well, she's Hispanic, I believe.
Okay,
Latin.
so
she's Latin.
So they're more authentic. Which
And,
I don't have problems with either one.
But she makes so many every day, and when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah,
they close up and go home.
Wow.
And during the summer she don't open. Usually, last year she didn't open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, and I heard there's a really good tamale place over in Baldwin County. I gotta go.
Other than Champions.
Yes.
And every one of the authentic Mexican restaurants that's over there.
Mm-hmm.
What's your customers at La Pasita?
La Pasita.
Yeah. They am I getting it wrong?
No, but every time I drive by there's a whole different word that comes to mind. So.
Freak. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
They have a dish, and I can't remember the name of it, Mike. Next time you're there, try it. It is a thicker tortilla, and I mean like half an inch thick. It's about 3 inches in diameter, and I'm just forgetting the name of this. A sopa. That's what it's called. It's called a sopa. And they kind of like press it into some bacon. It's not crispy, but it forms like a little tart. Mm-hmm. So it's got a rim on the edge of it, and then kind of fill that with like refried beans and stuff. Give a sopa a try.
Some folks call that a sopapilla. Where I'm from in Kansas, they had a Mexican restaurant they called it sopapilla, and they put beef and man.
Yeah. And actually, Taqueria de Mexico right over here, I believe, does.
Okay.
Yeah, right around the corner from us.
One thing I failed to mention about where we were at Taste is their smoked bologna sandwich.
Oh yeah,
that thing was unbelievable.
It
had two thick slices on the sandwich. Oh my God!
And their homemade coleslaw on it.
Now, I scraped a lot of that coleslaw off, but
yeah, I ate it exactly the way
I don't
they
like
wanted
coleslaw on my food. I want it on the side. If I'm going to eat it, I want it on the side.
You better not ever scrape off the coleslaw that's on the LA burger at Callahan's. Okay. Have you even had the LA burger?
Okay.
They only make 24 of them a week, Steve.
Look up Mike's face.
Wednesday morning, and if you're not one of the 24, you don't get one.
I'm usually over in Baldwin County.
Yeah, that's the burger that they grind with Connect.
When I go there that night,
And that slaw, is good because it's mayonnaise with Creole mustard in it, no sugar. Which is what makes slaw gross is sugar and mayonnaise. To me, makes it gross.
251-343-0106 is our call in and text in line. Certainly you want to know something about what we did.
We just told them everything.
More.
Okay.
Making stuff up
Got
now.
no clue what the chicken pot pie is made of. Just know
I've been
everything's
90% over
doing
this
fine
cold
down
for 3
here.
days. I've been
Get an
90%
education
over
on
this
blockchain
cold
tech
for 3 days.
beyond the blockchain. With
Whenever I
Scott
get
Tindall.
over a cold, I
The
cough for like 3
constantly
or 4 days.
changing universe of blockchain technology is way
Well,
deeper than just
and it may last a
cryptocurrency.
little longer because
Scott talks about the hows
it
and
was
whys
annoying
of
to
the
the people at the
blockchain.
mail salon.
Plus,
So
he
I
introduces you to companies
changed
that are
stuff
pioneering this
cough
brand
up
new
for
genre.
like 2 days.
Beyond the blockchain, beyond the blockchain.
By
Wednesday
the way,
night at
we'll
7
give you guys
on FM Talk
we'll give
1065.
you the rub.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. Back to the poop talk. The poop.
More than 50 years. Magazine to showcase the history, style, arts,
What do
Well,
you-
you know, that's the thing with Bill. If he would have said running food, I might have, had to step in. But
I'm talking about worm food.
Honestly, worms. There's a backpacking podcast that I love called the Backpacking Podcast. Great name. The people in the comment section are not happy until they discuss food every week. They have a guest on. They have to ask them, got any good food stories? Because it's something you just deal with when you're in gotta
I've
food.
been trying to think, and for some reason, we're talking about different words for food. Words for bat soup is what?
Water.
Iguana. Don't they make a day out of iguana or with iguana or something? I thought that they
There's a coffee. You know, coffee. Well,
It is a fantastic fertile. Rabbit pellet is great. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with that water.
I had to get a ladder. Tomatoes off the top.
Well, they're just feeding themselves.
What is going
They poop on everything they
This
like to eat,
has to stop.
so they have more to eat.
Let's not forget, school
Well, that makes
sports
sense.
aren't just
Yep.
about winning. And they're
Man,
definitely
that-
not an
What's the
excuse to
plan
take your
today,
frustrations
Sam?
out on the
Poop on
official or
tomato,
the
you know,
opponent.
Yeah.
They're about teaching lessons like perseverance,
I wonder about a
respect,
rabbit
and
farm.
empathy, so students can learn and grow as
I
people,
like rabbits.
not
I
just as
love rabbits.
players.
It's so much
We
better
all
for
have a
you.
role to play in setting a good
With
example for our
chicken,
students
when you
and
deal with
teaching them
fake
these
fat
important
content,
values.
all of that.
So
That's a
fans,
rabbit
it's
would be
time to
leaning
step
for
up
a
your
wild
game
egg.
and behave
But
positively
you don't
at
have
interscholastic athletic
This
events
morning
in
on Sunday,
Alabama.
Sunday morning,
This
go
message
back and
presented
look.
by the
on the-
AHSAA and
They
the
got
Alabama
a
High School
doctor
Athletic Directors and
who's
Coaches
scientist
Association.
who takes everything that goes
Hello
into the
again,
body.
friends. I'm Randy Durgan, inviting you to join me,
And he
Coach
makes
Rick Cleveland,
chicken
and Coach Mark Lassiter for the
Oh,
Rip Sports
yeah,
Report
the
presented by
chicken in
Outlook
a,
that will be coming to you live
laboratory.
from
In a
the Asia
laboratory.
Shore
Now,
Toyota
it was
Logistics
well,
Studios for
anybody
2
was
hours
doing it
beginning at
myself,
8 a.m.
you know,
every
and
Saturday.
growing all the
Visit
sales.
coaches,
Yep.
athletes,
And
and
Where that
administrators
is
and
beneficial
is
is
will
in
keep you
family.
up to date on all things
And
true
we're,
on the
you
Gulf
know, we're
Coast of
100 years
Mississippi,
away from
Florida,
more
and
of
the
our
state of
families being
Alabama.
quit
Wake up for the Prep
putting out
Sports
babies.
Report team this
or
Saturday
figure
morning
something
starting
out.
at 8
That's why I
a.m.
say we
right
waste
here
way
on
too
FM
much
Talk
money on
1065.
medical research to extend life. We need to find some other place to live.
To get on the line, call 343-0106. Now back to Mike and Stu.
Mike and Stu, that's us.
That's us.
Okay.
Hey, there was something I was gonna say important.
Did it have to do with the spinach in
This
there? Or
stuff-
did it
this-
have to do with a place to
The
go
spices still come back. But yes,
like a good breakfast place?
like a good breakfast, look, the spices.
Yeah. But I mean,
Reminds me of Bob's
if you-
Downtown Diner.
there you go. I was trying to
Reminds
say
me of
what it
Bob's
was.
Downtown Diner on the corner of Fat and Happy. Peace, love, and bacon grease. Folks, if you haven't been there, you need to go.
Yes.
That's all it is to it. I hear people
And
all
if
the
you
time.
have been there, why aren't you there now?
And I sit there and
And if you are there now, thank you.
I'll leave Bob's in the morning. I didn't go today,
Yeah. You'll hear the applause.
but when I'm voting, people are applauding because they're glad I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And,
Because now there's a place for them to sit.
And I get in my car and I turn down a certain road, St. Michael, and I go toward the interstate, and I see these people standing outside on the sidewalks trying to get into this other place down there,
Oh,
which I'm
that's a
not going to
chain.
mention. A chain place.
Ubiquitous chain out of
And
New Orleans. It's
yeah.
at least regional.
Yeah, it's close. But they have no idea how good Bob's is probably. And maybe they just think they can't get into Bob's, it's a special place. It is special.
Yeah.
And special people go there.
Well, most of those people lining up down the road
Mhm.
aren't from around here.
They ain't from around here. That's
Yeah.
right.
They
That's
came
right.
all the way to Mobile to eat food from another city.
Yeah, that's right.
But I will gladly go to Spanish Fort and eat at Mandina's
Mhm.
because it's a much shorter drive than going to New Orleans.
It certainly is.
That
It
place is
certainly
good. That trout meuniere. It is up in the Bass Pro Shop
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Okay.
There's a really good
Keep going.
Chinese place up there too.
Spanish Fort.
But listen, if you're going to go to Spanish Fort, you might as well go to Daphne too. And get
What's
you
in
a
Daphne,
charcuterie
Michael?
board and some Dave's famous pimenta there at Le Bichon Wine and Tapas Bar.
Yeah, fine little place.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful place.
Classy without being
Very
stuffy.
classy. Yes, it is. Very classy.
Yeah.
Some people say, I ain't rich enough to come in here, but you ain't got to be rich.
They let Mike in. They let me in.
You just got to have class to come in there.
Yeah. Or have a radio show. One of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah.
I don't know which one works the best. But anyway.
I know which one gets us in the door.
Mm-hmm. We just had this great sausage, which segues right into Hall sausage and wholesale meats.
Wholesale meats.
Wholesale meats.
You can go
But
there.
you can still go there, folks, and buy some meat there. If I
Red
ever
Box.
get a house with a flat grill, I'm gonna go there and get my bacon in a box. It comes in a big box.
Yeah. Lay flat.
Lay flat. And just
Yeah.
put it on my griddle, and
People that don't know.
then I'm gonna die of clogged arteries. And,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. They'll be locking off your feet first.
yeah, that's true.
So you can spend a couple of years in a wheelchair, wheeling yourself out to haul sausage on Iroquois to get you some
But
bacon.
that pile of bacon like Roy's got on
Woo!
that BLT, it's more of a LT there at Butch Cassie's
Yeah.
corner of the corner of Florida and O'Shell.
Float
We
Shell.
finally call Float Shell.
Float shell.
That's the biggest BLT I've ever seen. It's huge.
And he doesn't do any fancy chef stuff with it.
No,
It's just wheat bread,
yeah.
mayonnaise, lettuce,
Tomato sandwich is great too. What's that called? The turkey sandwich?
Oh, it's called a turkey sandwich.
No,
It's
it has a certain name to it. Roy's
woodcock
got a
turkey sandwich.
Yeah, woodcock turkey. I just call it turkey sandwich when I go in there.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
really
it's
good.
like a locker room when an order comes in with that one.
Mhm.
Because you can get it hot or cold.
Yeah,
The turkey sandwich.
Yeah, we can.
no, it's really good.
Yeah, on sourdough and
Oh, you just caught me right there. I'm
Yeah.
done. Sourdough.
I tell you who else got a good turkey sandwiches? Big Potato Company over in Foley. If you're ever over in that area, they've got a whole menu of nothing but different ways to do baked potatoes. They do all the hard work. They do it for you. They bake
and
the
one of them
potato
is a turkey sandwich.
and
That's one of the ways to do a baked
and
potatoes as a
and on
turkey
the other
sandwich.
side is their sandwiches.
Mhm.
And I always get turkey with avocado.
There you go.
I get my turkey sandwich. with
Turkey and avocado are a really good combination.
They really
Yeah,
do.
they do well. If you can afford the bacon, that really sets it off. You
Mhm.
can't, so don't.
When you say afford,
Health-wise? Yeah,
cholesterol.
cholesterol and all of that. If you can, and beyond just the cholesterol, I love ham. I love bacon. I
You're
love
such
sausage.
a ham yourself.
Yeah, but those are three things that women should not eat on a regular basis. There's so much in them that shortens your life that those should be special things. Eating bacon every day is why my father had diabetes and his mother had diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the bacon grease was used to make the biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's all delicious.
And the tomato gravy.
Oh, no, you can keep that stuff.
Oh, I love tomato gravy.
Oh,
Love
I
tomato.
don't think I've had
So-
too many.
Y'all ain't had it right.
yeah, I have.
Y'all ain't
And
had it right.
the lady who made it said she didn't like tomato gravy either, but her husband loved it. Her
Colonel
son
Sanders didn't like chicken.
Really?
That's what I heard.
when she let me try it, she
That's
goes,
why he cooked them.
she goes, if you don't care for it, you're not going to hurt my feelings because I
Wow.
hate this stuff.
It's just like that. It's like that.
Rumors again, Mike. Come on now.
It's like that
I didn't
person.
afford 'em.
That person coming out of Kentucky Fried Chicken with a bucket of chicken and the person's outside says, you know, that chicken that you're about to eat had a family. He says, that's why I got the family meal.
Oh, what? Wow, look at there, the lines.
Hey man, salad is murder too.
Mhm.
Interesting thing.
Plants have feelings.
Yeah, they do. If you catch a fish, you hook it in the mouth. The fish doesn't feel any pain from that. They don't have pain receptors in their jaw, their lip area. Most fish don't, especially the game fish we go for. But plants absolutely feel pain when you pick them. You know, on their level.
They had a scientist on Johnny Carson one night,
Yeah.
and they had monitors hooked up to the plant. And when you touch the leaf, the monitors moved. And then they sit there and cut a leaf.
I'll never mow
And
my
that-
lawn
and that-
again.
I haven't started.
Mass genocide.
Get a goat or gopher.
I got those.
Yeah, I got the gophers, but goat would be handy. Goat milk,
No,
goat
my dad
cheese.
raised
There
goats.
you go.
I can't do
And then, you know, goat is good too. You ever had barbecue goat, Michael?
No, but I've just had goats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
The
goat.
first time I ever had goat was some boys at Fairview, Alabama. My dad just called me and I was like 5 and he goes, want some barbecue? Yeah. Want to know what it is? Sure. He goes, well, that one's goat. That one's rabbit.
Mhm.
And I ate both and I went, can I have some more?
Mhm.
And he goes, no, the rest of that's mine.
Well, driving through Fairview, there's a guy with a bunch of goats there on the side of the road. They had the fence around it.
Yeah.
You'd see
There's
them.
also a gas station with some of the finest gas station food you will
Oh,
ever
really?
eat. Yep.
And you never told me about it.
Yeah, I've told you about it several times.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you got the memory problems ever since you had the vid.
The what?
The vid, the COVID.
Oh, the COVID.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, someone on Twitter said, well, I'm glad I waited until now to finally get COVID. He said, this latest strain's weaker than a cold. I went, heck yeah. That's what I'm waiting for too. He goes, glad I didn't waste time with the booster shots and all of that. He said, I thought I had a sinus infection. He said, they said it was COVID and said, you can go on to work with this one.
Well,
And he said, it was like a cold.
Yeah.
He said 3 days, he was good.
Mm. Well, I
Okay.
didn't get that look.
Okay. I'm okay with that one then. I can handle that one.
a lot of them were that way.
Yeah.
Folks, get out there, support local, be local, buy local. Hey,
And then go to
the
Mississippi. like
Dolphin
you did.
Street pole vaulting's this Saturday night. It's really fun to watch at nighttime. It's cooler too.
An Alabama classic.
And there's a lot of restaurants open right around it that you can eat at. One, you get a burger
Or provolone.
or just provolone. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were open this Saturday night, you'd be fine.